Welcome to Master Beers. My name is Matt. We do the beer stuff here. And we have a new brewery, new beer time here. I'm kind of excited about this, to be perfectly honest with you. Both from a curiosity standpoint, but also just because I get to talk shit. Nitro Forged Irish Stout. Conor Mcgregor. When I heard this was coming out, I had to try it. I had to review it. And I've actually been looking for it for about a month. I knew it's been out, but it was not really in the States and stuff like that. And every now and then, like when I go to a bottle shop or any kind of place that sold beer, I would be like, okay, let me walk by the Guinness to see if this is there, because that's where I assume it'd be. It'd have to be there. And lo and behold, that today was the day. I will not sit here and say I am an expert or even a voracious follower of MMA. But I am a lover, very much deep down inside. Grew up as a boxing purist, but I do like MMA. I do watch some of the bigger fights, and actually, I watched a decent amount of the fights, to be perfectly honest with you. And I hate Conor McGregor. I think most people do it. Listen, the dude's a heel. He's supposed to play that part, but he just, I know he's got to smell like Axe body spray, and he's like an Irish version of Raffy from the league, but not in a funny way. Like, he just not a good person. My favorite thing about him is when he, like, what was it, a couple years ago, he, like, was trying to force feed local patrons in some bar somewhere some of his shit-ass whiskey, which has gotten horrible reviews. I'm not a whiskey person, but as far as I could tell, it's not loved. He was trying to buy shots for people, and this old-timer, gray-hair guy, like, was like, I'm not drinking it. No. And he refused it so much that he threw a sucker punch at this old-timer at the bar, and the old-timer ate it. Just like, you didn't even touch me. Like, go watch the video. It's the best thing ever. That's my favorite thing that's ever happened. But I understand, he's been in some epic fights. He got his ass kicked by Mayweather. Yada, yada, yada. Anyway. As reprehensible of a person he is, my curiosity is piqued. I was going to originally do this side by side with the beer that we shall not name, that this is probably trying to take market share from, but I figured it was worth its own go. So, let's dive in. Longer intros, not really many more than that. Anyway, what do we have there? Forge Irish Stout, Forge in Dublin, Ireland, brewed and canned in Ireland. It says Ireland 40 times in here. Smooth stout. Irish, let's see, roasted. Hold on. Smooth roasted Irish nitro stout. That's what's written across the top. Let's see what we have on here. It says it's 4.2%. It says ingredients: barley malt, wheat, hops, and yeast. Product of Ireland, brewed in Ireland for the Black Forge, Crumblin, Dublin. And it's imported by Forge Irish Stout. Oh, so they import themselves. Okay, very unique. That's all I get here. I have a Best By date of almost a year in the future. So this, I'm guessing this is like a month old, because the Best By date is 9/21, and it is 10/29 right now. So I'm kind of curious. I think this landed in the States like this month. I'm just absolutely curious about it. So I'm going to drink it out of this big bulbous thing here. I know it's not a proper pint thing, but we're going to do it that way. And we could shake the shit out of it because it's nitro beer and it shouldn't matter. But it does matter. I got shit all over everything. God damn it. I hate Conor McGregor even more now. Let me wipe my computer screens down. It shouldn't matter with nitro beers. But it does, apparently. All over my mixing board. Anyway. That was for effect, and the effect was quite nice. Label-wise, I actually don't mind it. There's something about it. It's just, black on black background gold lettering. I am a sucker for that all day. So I'm not going to sit here and say that the general art design of the beer is horrible. Listen, it's got like his name is like conspicuously small in here. or his signature. It doesn't even say Conor McGregor at all, which I found kind of odd. I thought it would be just like the Conor McGregor beer and all that kind of crap. But that in and of itself, I think, is quite interesting. That it's he's kind of separated from it in that sense. It poured pretty much like a Guinness, besides it spraying all over the place and getting all over my shit. But it's got like an old Highland sword. I think that's a Scottish thing, so that's kind of weird to me. Maybe there's more Irish to it than I know, so you can get mad at me over that. But I tried to look a little bit of information up about this before, a little information before I dove into it. It just seems like there's a smaller place that, this forged. The Black Forge was like a restaurant brew pub with their own stuff, and he took a liking to it and somehow got attached to it and made this beer. Obviously, it's coming to the States. I doubt they're making it there anymore. That's why it says brewed for. So there's probably a secondary facility. I couldn't find it out. So anybody who knows that info, let me know down there. Anyway, we're not even close to drinking this thing yet. Man, this is got to be annoying for y'all to watch me do this. So it looks all the part of the beer we shall not name. It had that nice, rich, cascading kind of body to it that kind of spilt into this beautiful, yeah, super creamy, super rich, nitrogenized, kind of stout. Looks the part. Let's even get a nose. Man, that's roasty. And again, I'll keep saying the words. If we're thinking about that other beer, don't really get that level of roast off it. It's very much like a coffee roast on this. It doesn't smell bad by any stretch of the imagination. It has this really nice kind of roast component. Very much coffee-like, with a soft dollop of cream. I'm not gonna lie to you. As a dry export stout, what this beer is trying to be, it smells pretty damn good. Almost smells like a coffee dosed stout. So it has this nice sweetness to it. It leans heavily kind of baker's chocolate with a subtle sweetness, nice roasted maltiness that leans softly into like a coffee, a nice kind of darker, kind of richer coffee. Nothing too crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. When you're talking about a nitro beer, you expect the bittering, at least in the taste, but even sometimes in the nose, to be a little bit tempered. It smells pretty damn good. Let's dive in. Cheers, y'all. That doesn't suck. That does not suck. It is really, it is its own thing. It's not traditional, but it has traditional moments to it. It comes off way creamier than the beer that we shall not name. Now, the beer that we shall not name, there's the other one, the yellowish golden can that we won't name, that starts with a B as opposed to a G. It has that level of creaminess to it. So it has a much more kind of creamy richness to it that I did not expect. I didn't expect anything, but I'm kind of blown away that it has this kind of really soft creaminess to it. Wow. And that's the kind of cool trick it's pulling off. It has this big roasty component. You're talking about a nitrogenized beer here. Typically, the MO, the big thing that goes along with nitrogenized beer is this tempered bitterness. Whenever you have a nitro IPA or even a big roasty toasty stout, it's that nitro that's there that helps kind of curb that roasty component, or at least the bittering portion of the roast component. Maybe that's why this comes off quite cool. Is that it's not overtly bittering on that roastiness, but you get this big, rich, coffee-esque kind of roastiness to it, which I think is pretty cool. I like this beer. I really do. I honestly do. It might be a little bit too note for me if I'm really going to get kind of picky about it, which is kind of the point of this video, is kind of really talk about it and what I think. It's roasty and toasty. It's super creamy. There is a little bit of a void here. I'm lacking maybe a pop of sweetness here. Something else to bring this beer into like really, really good status. But you have to understand, going into this video, going into any video, I make. Really not going to try to have any kind of preconceived notions about a beer. But it's hard. It's hard when it's represented by someone who's as just craptastic as a person as this guy is. And you just kind of, you don't know where the beverage is going to land. Because you don't know, there's probably no kind of true, what's the word I'm looking for? Want, love, light, you know what I mean? Heart in it. It's you know, it's probably like, okay, I'm going to go into the liquor world. I've been out of the UFC testing pool for so long because I just wanted to roid it up for a year. And I need to make some money, so I've been doing the whiskey thing. Let's make a beer. That's kind of the vibe I get, you know what I mean? And, you know, he's back in the pool now, and, you know, he's over his fucking roid stage, I guess, but whatever. Anyway, I just assumed it would be hot crap. I did, and it's very, very hard to separate yourself from it. Even though I go into it trying to not do that, it's hard. It's very, very hard. It's better than what I expected, you know? I like it. I really do. As a change of pace to the beer we shall not name, and maybe even the other one that starts with a B instead of a G, it definitely has its own place in that universe. Because those are the big three. Or the big two, I guess you would say. And I can see this kind of landing a spot in there somewhere. Because it has very, very fun traits to it. With that level of creaminess. With that rig roastiness. It'd be really fun to do like a cuvee of this, or do like, you know, you do the black and tans at a proper pour, where they give you a bit of Guinness, a bit of that, or well, I said those words. It'd be cool to just mix those beers together, see where they land. But in the grand scheme of things, just kind of bring this beer home at least. It's not bad. It's not bad. I'm not gonna say here. I like it. I think it's fun. It's not a negative beer. Again, the biggest probably knock I'd give this, no off flavors, no negative to it. I think there's something missing to it. And granted, you're talking about foreign change style of beer. It's not meant to have this bigness, richness to it. But if they gave me some kind of little twist in the middle there, a little pop of sweetness, something a little bit more, I think it'd be like really, really good. But in the grand scheme of things, it's a fine beer. It's fun. It's tasty. Regardless of the person's signature on it, I'm not mad at it. Let's put it that way. So there you go. Here's my review of the Forged Irish Stout from the old CM. I wanted to hate it, but I don't. So there you go. Is it one of the better Irish export stouts that I've had? It's almost a false to that. It's kind of unfair to even do that. Is it a fun beer? Yes. Is it an amazing beer? No. You know what I mean? But the grand scheme of things, let's put it this way. I have a 4-pack of it. I'm going to drink them all. Maybe share one with somebody, see what's what. But it's not a negative beer by any stretch. Value and availability, I want to say $11 for a 4-pack. Fine. And leave you with, if you like what we like this. If you like those two beers, the G's and the B's of the nitro world, I think you'll find this as a cool kind of in-between. To be perfectly honest with you. It's not, the style itself precludes it from rewriting the book on flavor and profile of the things you understand in the universe. But it's not negative. It's not a bad beer. I think that has it going for it. Let's put it that way. That does not suck. Forged Irish Stout. Have you had it? Have you had those other beers? What do you think of this? As a beer drinker, does the ownership and who represents it matter to you? Or all the stuff in between, wrapped in all that stuff, an enigma wrapped in a bundle? All that fun stuff down there. So there you go. Review on the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you're enjoying a little bit of export stout right now. Irish export stout. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers, y'all.